back to another candle review. This is one of the newest ones from Bath & Body Works, and this is the Paris, it's from the Destinations collection this year, and this is the Paris Cafe Bouquet. So this is what the artwork on it looks like. I honestly am very unsure about how I feel about this one so far, but then again I haven't burnt it yet, so I may change my mind, or I may feel even strongly with my initial instincts. But the scent notes in this, supposedly, are espresso beans, I agree with, white tuberose, and bergamot zest. By the way, can I just talk about how annoyed I am at how many people pronounce it bergamot? It's bergamot. That is correct pronunciation. So, just saying. So, anywho, let's see. Sizing on this is, how many ounces does it tell me? 14.5 ounces, burns approximately 25 to 45 hours, depending on your circumstances. You may get more, you may get less. It's got high concentrations of rich fragrance oils that deliver room-filling fragrance, and our patented, I swear I can talk, soy blend wax is formulated to provide the best fragrance experience. It is created with premium lead-free wicks. Original price was $24.50. I did not pay that because it's semi-annual sale time, so I paid half of that. It was like $12 something when I got it, so that's the only reason I was willing to get it. I refuse to pay full price for them unless it's like the aromatherapy ones. Those I pay full price for. So anyway, it is a 3-wick candle, and I did note that these do not have the braided wicks. Even though if you hold it up to the light, it almost looks like they are. I don't know that it'll show up on camera, but they look like the normal straight wicks unless you hold it in the light, in which case they almost look like they want to be the braided wicks, but touching them, they don't feel like the braided wicks. They aren't as thick as like the braided rope type wicks, so I don't think they are. I think they're just the normal straight wicks, but I could be wrong. The only one that I noted for certain has the braided wicks out of the Destinations collection that I personally got. I mean, I only got London, Paris, and Italy, was the Italian one. That one very distinctly has them, and in my part 1 of my Bath & Body Works haul from this semi-annual sale, I showed the wick difference on camera if you'd like to see that. I think it's like the last video before this one, so go check that out. But yeah, so smell on cold. I'm so mixed about this. You do get a bit of coffee in there, but I mean, it's not a super heavy coffee scent. What you pick up mostly, it smells kind of like old lady perfume, for lack of a better term, it smells like old lady perfume. Like a very specific old lady perfume in particular. It smells like Avon's Imari. I know because my Nana was an Avon lady, and she was quite fond of wearing that particular scent a lot. So, I mean, on one hand, I feel very sentimental over this candle because it does make me think of her immediately upon smelling it. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, when I very first opened it, it so wasn't what I was expecting, not gonna lie with that description. I think I was expecting mostly coffee and less floral. To me, this doesn't even necessarily feel floral, it feels perfumey. So I open it up and I'm just whacked right in the nose with this perfume scent, like specifically an older lady perfume scent, and I was just like, oh, and capped it, and came back to it later in the day, smelled it again, and just was like, oh, that is not what I signed up for, that was not what I'm here for, I'll probably return it, I don't know, and then I just set it aside for the rest of the day. Next morning, I wanted to see, has my opinion changed at all? So I go and pick it up again. And now I'm getting even less coffee scent and more of the perfume scent. But I think maybe because I knew what to expect now going into it, my brain was more okay with it. So I don't know, I mean, I still don't love it, but I also don't have the knee-jerk hate it, reaction that I did on the first scent, or first smell, I should say. So, I don't know, I feel like I'm slowly warming up to it, even though, like I said, haven't burnt it yet. This is all on cold sniff so far. So, yeah, even like just right now, smelling it over and over, I feel like I'm slowly adjusting to it more and maybe rethinking my original decision that I thought I was gonna like take it back. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll end up really liking it and just keeping it. So we'll see. But that said, I don't know. Something about it felt unsettling for reasons unknown to myself. So I let my youngest sister smell it to see if she, as an unbiased person who had not smelt it yet, and is not a candle aficionado by any means, is not a Bath and Body Works aficionado by any means, I let her smell it, see what her thoughts were. She took one sniff, and I was like, oh, do you think it's like really bad? She's like, it's not that it's bad, it's that it smells like a mausoleum. And I was like, holy crap, I just said it smells like old people. You took it the next step and said it smells like dead people. And she's like, no, it doesn't smell like dead people. It smells like the air fresheners that they have in a mausoleum. And I thought about it, because our grandparents and a bunch of relatives are all buried in like the same mausoleum, and we go there not that far apart. We go there a lot, actually. More so than is probably normal. And thinking about it, I was like, I don't know if what she's picking up on is actually the mausoleum air freshener scent, or if it's just, like I said, old lady perfume, because, you know, the more you get up there in years, the more friends and family you lose, so you're gonna go visit them, right? So, with that said, a lot of old ladies who wear heavy perfume are going to be there, and that their perfume freaking lingers, man. So that's why I'm like, I think she's mistaking this for the perfume of people who've been there recently before her. But ever since she had to go and say that, my brain is just like, oh my god, mausoleum candle. Even though I'm like, to me, it does not smell like that one bit. I ran it past my parents. They were like, no, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. It smells weird, but it doesn't smell like a mausoleum. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who doesn't think it smells like that, but I'm also glad that I'm not the only one who thinks it smells kind of odd. Now, in reviews I've watched of other people doing on this very candle, I'm picking up the vibe that it's a very love it or hate it, polarizing kind of a scent. And there's not much middle ground, so that's why I'm like, I thought initially my knee-jerk reaction was, well, I guess I'm on team hate it, but like I said, the more that I've smelled it, the more I feel like I'm slowly warming up to it, to the idea of this one, that, you know, when I initially got it, I was like, I would not want an entire room smelling like this thing, but now I'm like, you know, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Maybe I will burn it, I'll try it out, give it a couple of burns, see how I feel about it, let it pool out, do the thing. But we shall see how I feel about it. I am pleased in noticing the wicks are nice and centered. Given the other wicks, or the other candles I've reviewed on this channel, which admittedly aren't many yet, this is a good thing, because so many cheaper off-brand ones aren't centered, and they either don't pool out right, they don't pool out at all, or just in general they have problems burning correctly. I don't think this will have that problem, hopefully. So I also get the feeling it's probably, for how strong it is, going to have a good throw on it, which, I mean, could be good, could be terrible, depending on how it smells as it's burning. So I'm gonna go ahead and light this baby up, and I will check back and update you guys on the progress of this candle in a little bit. Alright guys, update. So I am actually incredibly surprised at how fast this is burning and pooled out. It has not even been quite an hour, and just saying, with the exception of that little itty bitty back here in that corner. That is the only part that is not pooled out. It's not even been an hour, and it's a deep pool, as you can see. I am really impressed. Honestly, that, for how well it burns, maybe I will keep this one. Just saying, I'm actually really surprised at how well it throws too, but more on that later. Alright guys, so now we're on to the post-burn review, or portion of this review. So I burnt this for a few hours. You can see how far down it pooled. But I mean, it still looks pretty good, all things considered. As you probably saw in that little while it was burning clip that I filmed. I only had to do one this time actually because there wasn't too much to comment on. It pulled out really quickly. I don't feel like the flames were too insanely high even without trimming the wicks. I feel like that would have potentially hindered it burning evenly if I had trimmed them. I only noticed one little tiny piece of a wick that like went off into the wax and off to the side, but as you can see, like, they got a little bit curly, but there's not really a whole lot in the way of mushroom tops or anything. Definitely no puny wick syndrome going on here, which makes me very, very happy. It burned nice and evenly. I have no complaints about that. I'm just surprised that very first burn, it was like maybe barely an hour by the time it had fully pulled out. Generally, for like a Bath & Body Works candle of this size, it typically takes me like at least 3 hours to get it to pool out, if I can even get it to do it on its own without doing the tinfoil trick. So this is very impressive to me. Now, as for the throw and as for how it smelt while burning and since burning, okay, while it was burning, it was definitely given a really good strong throw. And as it did, I feel like I was picking up more on the floral notes that are in this than the coffee. You could, if you hunted for it, you could kind of pick up on the coffee just like smelling it on cold sniff, but they were both there, just the one was more distinct. And it didn't take long for it to fill a relatively large room. I feel like in a very small place like a bathroom or something, this would be too much. It would be overpowering in something like that. But like a medium to large sized room, it can fill it very well without being over the top, and that's a very good thing. My bedroom's about the size of some people's apartments, in all honesty, like the entire thing. So I pretty much consider mine a large room. But even so, I was smelling it all the way down the stairs, filling the entry hall. That's why I said that it fills a large space, but it doesn't get sooty, it doesn't really feel smoky, and it doesn't feel overwhelming as it does, which is a very, very good thing. Now, what I noticed when I put it out, though, is that when I walked out of the room and came back, now the room totally smells like the coffee portion of it more than anything. I finally smell the coffee in it, and now that it's cooled down and rehardened, I feel like now it's more of a 50-50 with the scent. And not only that, I feel like it's a much more agreeable scent now too, because remember, I was very on the fence before I lit this. I wasn't sure if I even wanted to keep it. I was highly debating taking it back. I don't think I'm taking this back now. I think I'm keeping it. I think I'm actually going to enjoy burning this now. I am very, very glad that I didn't just like instinctively bring it back on cold sniff alone to exchange. I'm glad I gave it a fair shot, because I would have missed out on what actually turned out to be a relatively good candle. So I'm really pleased with this now, believe it or not, guys. And even hours after it cooled down, it is still warm, so I'm just like, I retained a lot of heat. I'm kind of surprised. That actually smells really good, and now that it's cooled, while I do still get a bit more of the perfumey scent than I do the coffee scent, I feel like it's not as heavy with the perfume. I almost feel like it's a bit changed. Like, I don't know how to put my finger on the exact change that occurred in it, other than redistribution of the amounts of each scent in it, but I feel like now I'm actually starting to get the bergamot. So now I'm really thinking, as I burn it down in subsequent burns, is it going to continue to evolve? This is really intriguing to me, that it might continue to change as I keep burning it. So, as also, which I think is worth noting. Granted, yes, I've only burnt it once so far for several hours, but even with a white wax, like, well, I guess it's cream color, but there's no soot or dirtying of the color of the wax, at least not yet. So that makes me really happy. I like them to stay pretty. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I made a point of not slamming that lid down on it when I blew it out, so I'm sure that helped by a lot in not picking up the soot in the wax. So, little tip for you guys who may not have been aware that that's one reason why that happens. That's one reason why that happens. Now, once it's lit again and it's all liquidy, I may try and fish out that one little bit just because it's making me so freaking OCD seeing it like right there, right at the edge. I may even see if I can just like take a toothpick and like think even with it cooled because it's sitting right on top. I might be able to get that, but I don't know. Anyway. Oh yeah, and as for like the heaviness of the scent since blowing it out, it's been hours and it's still really heavy and like not in a bad way even. Just it's very distinctly there. So I mean, if you want a good strong candle that's not overwhelming in its strength, that also lingers a good long time, this is going to be perfect for you. Now, see, if you want one that's only going to be smelled as it's burning, this may not be for you. But I mean, I think most of us that buy Bath & Body Works candles want nice, strong candles, you know? So, I mean, that's a pretty good one, I think. What would I like to rate it? See, it's a good thing that I didn't try to calculate this in my head on just the cold sniff alone, because I probably initially would have said a 3. But now, I'm going to rate this a 4 out of 5. Not perfect because, I mean, even though it's growing on me, I still wouldn't consider it to be like my favorite scent or anything, so I can't, in all honesty, give it that perfect 5. But at the same time, it has grown on me quite a bit just since burning it. So I think it may continue to grow on me even more so as I continue burning it. Hopefully, anyway. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it. And now I can say that I would recommend this, because now it doesn't smell as old lady-ish. It does still smell perfumey, but it's not as just feeling like you walked through a cloud of old lady perfume like it initially did when it was pre-burned. And this is also why I do the, oh, hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry, change of venue. The parentals came home and are being loud, so anyway, came back upstairs, so, but I'm just finishing up the last little bit of this, but anyway, as I was saying, I don't remember what I was saying, but basically, I'm just glad that I did give it a fair shot, and I'm gonna hope that it continues to grow on me even more. I really do like this one now. Oh, I remember what I was saying, that it doesn't smell so much like old lady perfume now that it's been burnt, which is really intriguing to me that such a distinct perfumey scent would completely change like that. But then again, I feel like it's almost as though having burnt it, the perfumey part of it got brought down a few notches and the bergamot was like slid up a bit, as was the coffee. So now it's more balanced, because at first it was just that perfumey note, and now it's not. So that I can work with. I can live with that. And it does smell really nice. And now I'm in the room where I was burning it, and it totally just smells like coffee in here now, which I love. So I'm just like, alright, I dig it. I like that. So yeah, 4 out of 5, it's pretty good. If you want to take a chance on something pretty unique in its scent, because I don't think they've ever done this particular combo scent in a candle at Bath & Body Works before, check it out. I mean, right now, it's semi-annual sale time. You can get it for $12. It's not a huge investment. And if you don't like it, bring it back and exchange it. Easy, done. So anyway, that is all I have to say for this one, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Have you guys gotten this one yet? If so, let me know your thoughts and your opinions and what you think it smells like, and if you thought it evolved as you burned it, and anything else you feel like leaving me down below in the comments. Make sure you're following my social media accounts. They're all listed down below, and if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. So anyway, guys, till next time, bye-bye.